Hey guys, so welcome back to Mind Matters with Michelle, where we aim to learn and grow together by listening to high-value individuals such as psychologists, entrepreneurs, business owners, and fitness experts. So today I get to interview Shigera as an influential content creator and the founder of the Rubasha Family podcast. He has a remarkable story that highlights the transformative power of content creation. Over the past 3 years, Shigera has seen incredible growth, both personally and professionally, with a thriving personal TikTok channel boosting over 11,000 subscribers. Shigera has turned his passion for storytelling into a powerful platform, leading to the launch of the highly successful Rubasha Family podcast. Please welcome Sugira Rubasha. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. And thank you so much. I've got to say gratitude for even doing that research and being able to, go in and have a look. So that's also a great testament into who you're becoming as a podcast host. So thank you so much. That was a great introduction.
No, that's okay. No, I wanted to have you on because I think when we first met at Fishburners, I was inspired, yourself starting a podcast and then helping me out. I really want to know, I feel like our audience will appreciate how you began your journey and how you started as a podcast host. Can you tell me more about what motivated you to start?
Yeah, so I was a YouTuber, just documenting my life. I was playing football overseas. And so I came back and I was on YouTube, went over 20,000 subscribers. And then one day Dad just came and said, hey, son, why don't we start a podcast? And I had seen what was happening on social media, and I could see that podcasts were starting to become the new thing. So I had seen that. So when my dad told me that, I was like, game on, let's do it. Because I knew that's what's like to have, my personal channel, but now you have a podcast. So we just started like that, just getting the camera. We didn't know what we were doing. Like this kind of just, the first episode was really bad. Terrible, but we just spoke about something a father and son would talk about, what he'd raising children, and so it started from there, and then that led to just building it, and now here we are.
Right. So how long ago was that as well?
That was let's say 2 years ago. I'd say 2.5 years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you have your own. So you have your own media company as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So through the podcast. That's when we built into a media company, because we realized, hold on, this is not just a podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone who has a podcast, you have a media company. And when you realize the power in that, so now we've been able to build it into a business where, we manage other people's podcasts or we help other people with their content and social media.
And so there are so many content creators out there now, so many influencers, podcast hosts, things like that. What differentiates your podcast between everyone else, would you say?
Just that uniqueness. I tell people this all the time, look at your fingerprint. That means no one else has that in this world. Yeah. So when you have that essence in now content, you're going to stand out. There's going to be a tribe of people who will come just to listen and watch you. So for me, that's what makes us stand out, is just your uniqueness. And I believe everyone has that, but sometimes people get caught up in trying to copy what this person is doing or trying to do what this person is doing, instead of knowing you have the greatness. And just when you put that in, that's why I say that's what we have. I know no one can do what we do because we have that unique gift. So, and
can you tell me more about what inspires you to, I guess, spread, what's your message with your podcast?
What's the message?
Yeah.
It's more how can we just communicate? Even if there could be someone I don't agree with at all, but okay, how can we talk about things, right? So for me, it's just more what's in it for the other person who's watching it. So what was the question? Was it the vision?
It was, the vision, the message. So with my podcast, I'm trying to, I guess, bridge the gap between younger generation and older generation. And I noticed with your podcast, it was more family orientated, more community-like. So I'm wondering, how did you come up with the whole name, the whole concept? Yeah.
Yeah. So the Rubasha family more came from that family dynamic conversation. How can we have powerful family discussions, right? With mum, dad, me seeing them as human beings, right? Because family is a part of all aspects of life. But in doing that, like I said, your podcast is your media company. So I started to see that our podcast is a media network. So we can still push those messages of family, love, like just doing what we're doing. But then there's a whole broadcast of things that people want to see. So for example, there's a whole subject on our channel on migration law. If you may not be interested in anything we have to say about family, but you want to bring your cousin to Australia. So you can come on the Rubasha Family podcast and see how you can bring your family to Australia, right? Then there's a section we have now with entrepreneurs. There's a whole list of people who can go in there and how to be a good founder. How can I learn? How can I be a good leader? So you see it's just like channel 9, channel 10, channel 11, just different channels. You can find something. So I guess that's it. If I've answered that correctly, it's more just spreading out as much love and inspiration and education out to people.
No, I get that. Yeah, I was always, when I started this podcast, I was always thinking about like, who's going to listen to my message and how it will influence people and everything like that. And then I noticed that, I think through you, when you were talking about like authenticity and bringing out that uniqueness, because because so many people are trying to like influence or share a message, and our attention just gets sidetracked by so many different things. With yourself, I'm having a mind blank.
I learned to pretend like the camera's not there, and that's okay. Like it's just gonna keep coming. Like when you came to my place, it's like we'd have that conversation off camera.
Yeah.
You know, but now the camera's there.
Like this episode, I want to focus on the audiences that are wanting to start a podcast, which you can speak about, right?
Yeah.
And then the strategies that you found most effective.
My name is Sugira Rubasha, the co-founder of the Rubasha Family podcast. Now, I know you have a story to tell. I know you have a mission and vision that you obsess constantly about, and you're solving problems in the marketplace. So I want to sit down and get your story. I want to hear the real juice and authentic of who you are, because at the end of the day, people want to know about you. They care about you as a human being. So this is your chance to come on the Rubasha Family podcast and be part of our founder series. We are hosting a founder series with entrepreneurs from all over the world who had an imagination to create their business. We want to know you, the person, and how you're solving problems in the marketplace. So if you want to get in touch, fill out our quiz. Now, the quiz is a way for us to qualify you to see if you can come on the show. We can really see how powerful your brand is, where you are, so we can have you as an industry expert to come and tell your story. Business and life is all about communication. How can you tell stories, and how can I sit down and ask you questions that are going to get to your soul? See you soon. If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're going to love that one.